I'm going to call this meeting to order at 6:05. We're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to thank you all for attending and welcome to our annual meeting. This is the first time I've done this, so it will be exciting for me. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to establish the salary for the moderator that's going to take over this meeting in a few minutes. Does anybody have any motions they'd like to make for the pay for the moderator? Anybody? Usual last year and a few years it's been $40. If you want to leave it at that, you can make that motion or raise it.
I make the motion that we leave it the same as it was last year.
I'll second that.
Okay, so it's at $40. Do I, any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Raise your hand, your yellow, your tab. Aye. All opposed? Okay, thank you. Now, I'm going to open up the floor for a moderator. Does anybody have any nominations for moderator?
Madam Clerk, I
Yes.
move that Dave Washburn be our moderator this evening.
My second.
Okay, we have a motion, a nomination for Dave Washburn to be the moderator. Do I have any other nominations? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to be closed. Okay, thank you. And do I have a second to that?
I'll second that.
Okay. Okay, all in favor of Dave Washburn being the moderator, please raise your hand, your yellow ticket.
Aye.
Thank you. All opposed? Okay, Mr. Washburn, would you please come up? I'm going to swear you in. Raise your hand. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of moderator
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of moderator
at this town meeting and to the best of my ability.
at this town meeting and to the best of my ability.
Thank you. Could you sign this, please? Thank you. Okay, you get to take over here, sir. You need a pen?
Thank you.
Do you have an
Yes, I
agenda?
Yes, I do.
Okay, there you go. You need to talk into that thing.
Good evening. My name is Dave Washburn. I'm a resident of Freeport, and I thank you for allowing me the opportunity to be your moderator this evening. We will start out with a presentation and review of the annual town meeting minutes for 2013. And do I have a motion on the floor to accept the minutes as they are presented?
So moved.
Have a second.
I'll second.
We have a little time, a minute to review them.
Who seconded it? Okay.
We have a person on the floor requesting a minute to review them.
Does anybody need a copy?
No, just to review.
That's fine.
First.
Have you had significant time to review those, ma'am?
Thank you.
You okay? Okay. Now that we have the motion and the second, all of those in favor, please respond by saying yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? This motion carries. Now move on to the reading of the annual financial statement. This will be read by Township Clerk Barbara Burns.
hand the beginning of the year, fiscal year, can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Because I have a big mouth. Funds on hand, beginning of the fiscal year, $898,017.71. The amount received from all sources, $1,085,042.46. The amount expended for all purposes, $1,149,206.37. Funds on hand, end of fiscal year, $875,238.56. The amount of tax levied the preceding year, $1,032,000. The amount of property tax collected, $990,064.79. The amount paid out on township indebtedness is $0. The amount of unpaid liabilities, $15,531.11.
Thank you. We'll now move on to the annual report of officers of the town board. For the assessor's report, Assessor Connell, do you have a report to present this evening?
There's a question.
Yes. If we could hold, I'm sorry.
Is it about the finances?
Yeah, the A and B, it says, see attached for details.
For the financial report, if we could hold until when we get to the area of other business, and we'll give you 3 minutes to speak, ma'am. Again, Assessor Connell, do you have a report to present this evening? If so, please step to the podium.
Good evening. Thanks for attending this evening. I'm Cynthia Petticano, the Freeport Township Assessor. The handout that I gave you is kind of a brief summary of our year 2013 in Freeport Township, where we closed, where the negative multiplier took us, and then the end all where the board of review. We had a reduction of $11,490,901 assessed. How does that impact Freeport Township? Basically, you're going to see the possibility of loss of $48,904 for our funding. And in April 23rd of 2013, Senate Bill 1894 was passed. That was another bill in regards to senior homestead exemption, which I have attached a copy for everyone to read. It has changed the senior exemption from $4,000 to $5,000. What does that do to us? If you were to use the current last year's tax rate, we are looking at another loss of about $9,700. Doesn't seem like a lot, but for Freeport Township, we rely on the property tax for our funding. So every little bit lost hurts. In 2014, the forecast for this year is very similar to last year. Impact might be a little bit stronger, meaning more loss, not less. We won't know exactly which properties are going to be impacted until we complete our statistical analysis, which we will be doing shortly, so that way we can close our books in a timely fashion, which usually is September or October of every year. So, any questions? All right.
Whoops, wait, I'm looking for my orange ticket. Whoop.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, Cindy.
Hello.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How, do you have any idea how it impacts the county?
No, I don't calculate their rates, and therefore I don't have a clue at this time what their rate is. And
Was there a multiplier or negative?
yes, I think I stated that there was a negative multiplier.
So I guess I'll have to ask Mr. Kane.
For the county, you'll have to ask them for that information.
But I mean, you're pretty informed. Do you think I know the agricultural was reduced, the state does that.
Actually, the agricultural went up, not down.
So the rate went up for the agricultural?
The actual value of agricultural land went up.
Oh, the dollar value?
Correct.
But part of perhaps because there was more in production or something like that.
That's all driven by the state, so they've got the computation formula.
But you don't really have any idea how the values were and how we got down as for negative multipliers, anything like that?
Actually, it was published in the newspaper. I don't pay that close of attention because it's not our jurisdiction.
You don't worry about it.
It's going to be what it's going to be. the county, I'm sure it probably was a negative multiplier. That would be my guess.
Well, I worry about it, and I just ask you for the reality of it.
Sure.
I might have some specifics on it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? All right, thank you.
We will now move on to the supervisor's report. Supervisor Sellers, do you have a report to present this evening?
Yes, I do.
Please move to the podium, please.
Good evening, all. This is also my first time being the supervisor of Freeport Township. This is my first time at the annual meeting, so here we go. Last year presented quite a few challenges for the Freeport Township, and quite a few new gray hairs for me. Some challenges were known, some were unknown. But each challenge presented its own level of complexities, and some tough decisions had to be made. New rules, new philosophies, new programs had to be implemented in order to lay a new foundation upon which to rebuild your new Freeport Township. And from day one, we hit the ground running with limited room for error and no room for fear. We hit the ground running, and we haven't looked back. Last year during my campaign, I spoke in this very same room. Some of you were present. And I assured each of you that if I was elected, I would rebuild, reorganize, and reform the Freeport Township from the inside out, making it more efficient and more effective than ever before. And to those words, I hold true. I began my term, by closing the office for a few days in order to assess the organization's finances, as well as to see just what the employees, how they spent their time, what they were doing. And I found that things could be streamlined. We could do the same amount of work with less people and in less amount of time. So what I did, I acted upon what I found, and I reduced staff and I reduced work hours. Upon doing that, I also implemented a new general assistance program, software program entitled Visual GA. Now this program epitomizes efficiency. This program allows our general assistance professionals to work smarter and more efficient, saving the township time and most importantly, money. The previous program was cumbersome. What took caseworkers or general assistance professionals days in order to print out vouchers and get vouchers sent to clients is now being done in a matter of hours. Once again, saving the township time and money. This virtually gave me the opportunity to eliminate comp time, part-time, and overtime expenses. Once again, saving the township money. I assure you, if elected, I would instill my beliefs of empowerment, not entitlement, into every process and every procedure of the Freeport Township, and I have done just that. Every individual that works at Freeport Township sends the same message to every client and potential client that walks through our doors. That message is clear, concise, and consistent. You will earn what you get from Freeport Township. We guarantee it. Some of our clients have responded positively, some negatively. Nevertheless, word is spread quickly that it is no longer business as usual at Freeport Township. Things have changed. And nothing drives this change or drives this message home better than the new I Earned It Work and Training Program, which began December 13th of 2013. This program requires township recipients to work in order to earn what they're getting from Freeport Township. This is done through collaborations with local non-for-profits and units of local government as sponsors. And I Earned It participants' job responsibilities could include anything from delivering flyers to businesses downtown to community cleanup to general labor. If a client is incapable of working, they are required to be a part of other programs provided to the township in collaboration with the University of Illinois Extension Office. So, as you can see, We hold everyone to the same standards. We do not play favorites. We do not hold hands. It is a client's responsibility to be at their assignments on time, do a good job, and complete their assignments and their tasks as issued. If not, they can be terminated and sanctioned for 90 days, and we take this very, very seriously. The I Earned It program is not, I repeat, it is not a substitute for permanent employment. It is still mandatory for eligible clients to actively search for work, attend regularly scheduled appointments, attend assigned trainings, and complete other required assignments. These expectations help to express the importance of time management as well as emphasizing accountability. The Red Flag Safe Housing Initiative got underway August 6th of 2013. A listing of properties with multiple city code violations or condemnations was compiled by the city inspector in conjunction with the assessor's office. This list was sent to the Freeport Township Supervisor's office. Now, how this works, a client will bring in a rental agreement, okay? We cross-reference the address on the rental agreement with any addresses on the red flag list. If an address falls on the red flag list, payment is denied, okay? So in essence, this listing is used to ensure that clients are living in safe places and that taxpayers' dollars are being properly managed. We also provide the Smart Renters Checklist. So to our clients so they can find the best and safest place to live. This handy brochure has a listing of code violations that clients can look for when they're looking at properties and trying to find a good place to live. Next is our Adult Basic Literacy Education Program, or the ABLE program, which is spearheaded by Mrs. Jennifer Smith Norman. That began January 29, 2014, in conjunction with Highland Community College. Clients without a GED have their reading levels assessed at the township office, okay? Reading is a building block of all learning, okay? Without adequate reading comprehensive skills, it is hard for you, difficult for you to pass a GED test or even gain employment. So at Freeport Township, our goal is to help our clients with more than just rental assistance and vouchers. We are here to help improve the overall quality of life and to help ensure that they'll have a good chance at getting a job in the workplace. In addition, we offer budgeting classes, which is headed by Mrs. Sarah Shelley. This began October of 2013. Clients are now responsible for the management of their own grants. It is their responsibility now, which are placed in their own care. Our general assistance professionals are available for guidance if a client needs assistance with budget assistance. But this class equips clients with the tools that they will need for financial accountability along with self-sufficiency training. As stated previously, we are no longer holding hands at Freeport Township. We hold our clients as well as ourselves to a higher level of expectation. It is these types of programs with higher expectation that will help to foster self-sufficiency to those who are willing to adhere to them. Ladies and gentlemen, we will face more challenges in the years to come. That's just the way it goes. We all understand this. But I'm here to assure you that your Freeport Township is committed to facing those challenges head on and to overcome those challenges. We are committed to that. Townships from across the state have commended us on our courage and commitment to the reformation of the Freeport Township. We have made significant headway in the past year by implementing new age thoughts and strategies combined with good old-fashioned rules and values. It's just that simple. As we move forward, it is imperative that we learn from the mistakes of the past, we expand upon the successes of the present, and we journey with courage and confidence and commitment to a brighter future. Thank you all, and God bless. Are there any questions for me?
Yeah. Couple things.
Yes.
Just so the public knows that at the very beginning you talked about closing the office for a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
I've not said it publicly, but I think it needs to be addressed that that office was closed without no prior notification to the co-owner of that building, which would be the Veterans Assistance Committee. Stevenson County. That's one thing. All the programs, which I applaud you, Mr. Sellers, for bringing forth, I applaud you for those.
Thank you.
However, again, I, as Superintendent of the Veterans Assistance Commission of Stevenson County, was never included in the planning process of that. So, and it could have been a joint programs instead of just township programs. Third thing, I did not hear anything about a lawsuit that was brought against the BAC-SC by township. And maybe something could be mentioned about that.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ms. Martin. The lawsuit that you spoke about, it was brought to our attention that there was a letter from an individual who questioned the validity of the joining of the two entities in purchasing the building. I looked into it, and myself along with my board, we decided to pursue it through litigation to make sure that we can legally own a building, co-own a building with the VAC. That's in litigation right now. So the public knows that it is in litigation, and we are expecting to hear something from the judge as soon as he says something. I think that it's only right that the public knows, thank you, Ms. Martin, for that, and B, that the public understands that the purchase of this building may not have been legal for us to do. I don't know. We need to find that out. I think it's best for us to leave no stone unturned and make sure everything is correct before we move forward and something comes back to bite us. That's all it was. All right? Thank you.
Okay, moving on to item 6C in the agenda tonight, the fiscal report, annual financial statement. If there are any questions regarding to the annual financial statement this evening, we ask that you please wait until we get to the other business portion of the meeting. Board members report.
Sir, I didn't hear what you said about the annual financial report.
Okay, if anyone has any questions regarding the annual financial statement, we ask that you please hold those questions until we get to the other business portion of the meeting here, and then we'll have you come up to the podium where you can get 3 minutes to speak on that, or if you have any questions.
Well, I'm trying to follow the agenda. It seems like that was...
And that's 6C.
It's C.
Yeah, we're not doing that now? You're not doing 6C now?
That's what I just discussed there. That's what I just brought up, ma'am. Following that agenda, 6C, and then if anyone has any questions about that you can talk during the other business portion of the meeting.
After D, I'm not bothered. When can we discuss that? 6C.
Number 8, I think, is what she's asking. Where can we ask questions about that?
You mean about 6C?
Yeah, she wants.
After the board...
That will come to, okay, if you have questions on that, when it comes to the other business portion of the meeting,
Number
which will be
8.
item 8,
Oh,
then you can ask the
okay,
questions.
I got you.
Okay?
I thought that...
Sorry for any confusion on that.
Sure, gotcha. Thank
Okay,
you.
moving on to 6D, board members report. Are there any other board members in the audience tonight that have a report to present?
Trustee Martin went home to get A and B off her computer. I don't know, maybe it's not working. So where's she?
But right now, any board members that are present, does anyone have a report to present?
No, I have nothing.
Okay, saying that, we will move on to item number 7. This will be the vote on maintaining the 1 mil for the general assistance. Do I have a motion on the floor?
I'm that where's the yellow ticket, Justin? Wait, look for my yellow ticket. Whoa.
This is a motion for the vote. Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Any persons not in favor, please signify by saying no. Okay, the motion passes. Moving on to number 8. Any other business to come before the town of Freeport? Is there any public comments tonight, or anybody would like to get up and speak and address this evening? We'll ask that you please come to the podium, that you state your name and your address for the record, and you will have 3 minutes to speak. If there's anyone that would like to speak, please move to the podium. Again, state your name and your address for the record, and you will have 3 minutes.
20 minutes?
3.
3 minutes. You know what? I'm walking with the walker. Can I talk from here?
We'd like to, if you can come up to the podium, ma'am, so everybody can hear you with the microphone.
My name is Sheila Hooper, 423 West Ringgold, and I had the privilege of serving as Township Supervisor for many years, and I thank you, Mr. Sellers, for the good work you're doing in carrying on the general assistance programs and the creativity you're bringing to that. That's very important. Thank you. I have a question about the supervisor's financial settlement. I understood the clerk was to read it, but everybody has a copy, so that may not be necessary. It refers to A and B, and there's no papers attached. Anybody tell me what A and B would be so that we could, the supervisor's annual financial settlement as required by law?
I think Liz could be, Mike, can Liz answer that question since she's the,
Liz
she's
knows
here?
the answer, she's here.
Liz, can you respond to that since you have that information?
Where the A and B is?
Do you have that with you, Liz?
I have all the reports that go with it.
Can she get copies of them sometime?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I just there to explain the data, so I thought it was part of the public record. Okay. Regarding the financial settlement, number 2, the amount received from all sources will, of course, be an estimate because Freeport Township is a little oddity in that our fiscal year is not the same as most of the other townships in the state. The other townships in the state, their fiscal year ends March 30th, and so when this report comes out, their fiscal year is in it. I'm going to go past the 3 minutes, so I'm sorry. Okay, so I understand that number 2 and number 3 and number 4 will be estimates because you don't have the actual data. Number 5 would be actual, and number 6 is actual, and I assume number 8 is actual. My question is, number 1 should be actual and should be based. What was that figure based upon? It's a question for the supervisor. I guess number 1, the funds on hand.
You have 30 seconds remaining, ma'am.
Okay, well, I'm asking a question. The audited figures indicated an actual end of the year dollar of $878,449. Number 1 should be an actual. That's all I asked regarding this report. It's a minor thing, but to know where the figure came from is an appropriate question. Thank you.
It's actually $898,017.71.
3 minutes is complete, thank you.
Okay, the audit shows a different figure.
No, there was a corrected audit sheet. I believe Nikki got that in the email that was sent to her today.
I don't have it, I just copied everything, and I don't see a printed audit sheet. But I have an income by customer detail.
Thank you.
Do we have anyone else that would like to come up and speak at the podium this evening?
I wasn't speaking, I was asking questions, which I have no answer.
Okay, seeing that there is no other people that would like to come up and speak, we do need to go ahead and establish the date, time, and place of the 2015 annual town meeting for the town of Freeport, and this will be established on April 14th, 2015, at 6 p.m. at the same location, the Freeport Public Library. Do I have a motion on the floor for that? Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, say no. This carries. We will move on to adjournment at this time. Do I have a Okay, seeing that we've been through all agenda items, all business has been concluded for the evening for this meeting. We will then move to the adjournment. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
This meeting is hereby adjourned at 6:36 p.m., April 8th, 2014. Thank you for all attending.